y'all.
Thank you, my love. Appreciate you. Black Week, what's up? No, let's do that again. Black Week, what's up? Yeah, I like that. Yo, I have the privilege of introducing one of our first Black Week speakers for Black Week 2025. Y'all gonna have to hang on because it's gonna take me a minute to introduce this individual. So the individual you're about to meet is a Grammy Award-winning artist, Golden Globe and Emmy-nominated actor, recognized for a dynamic range across film, television, music, and Broadway. He's known for inaugurating the dual roles of John Lorenz and Philip Hamilton in the Tony Award-winning phenomenon, Hamilton, earning an Emmy nomination before going on to star as Usnavi in John M. Chu's In the Heights. His portrayal earned him a Golden Globe nomination and recognition from IndieWire and W Magazine's year-end Best Performance Roundup. He also starred in Universal's tentpole features Twisters, directed by Academy Award nominee Lee Isaac Chung. He can also be seen on Sony's recent feature, Dumb Money, directed by Craig Gillespie. He is currently in development with Mattel Films, Shadow Machine, and Jennifer Lopez New Yorican Productions on a new animated version of Bob the Builder that he is producing and will also star in. In October 2025, he'll star in Catherine Bigelow's A House of Dynamite on Netflix, alongside Idris Elba, Rebecca Ferguson, Greta Lee, and more. And next year, he'll go on to star in Ryan Murphy's The Beauty on FX, alongside Evan Peters, Ashton Kutcher, and Jeremy Pope. Additional credits include HBO's reimagining of the Emmy Award-winning series In Treatment, opposite Uzu Aduba, his role opposite Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper in the Academy Award-winning film A Star is Born, and starring as Mars Blackman in Spike Lee's critically acclaimed Netflix series, She's Gotta Have It. Playing Mr. Piranha in an animated feature, Bad Guys for DreamWorks, voicing King Trolex in Paramount's animated feature, the role of Hood in Marvel series Ironheart for Disney+, appeared in Bad Guys 2 along with Sam Rockwell, Awkwafina, Zazie Beetz, and Mac Maron. He also earned rave reviews as Manny in Reynaldo Marcus Green's award-winning film Monsters and Men, which premiered at Sundance, winning the Special Jury Prize. Woo, that's a lot. Beyond acting, he's a multi-hyphenate, he's a recording artist that embraces his Latin roots like never before on a recent single called I Was the One. Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Bushwick, Brooklyn, son of Puerto Rican parents, give it up for my brother, Anthony Ramos. Yo, that's a lot, B.
It's a long walk. I was about to call an Uber to the stage and shit. That was crazy.
Yo, Tech, can I get clicker? What's up? We good? We straight?
All right.
Yo, man, that's a lot. You do a lot of stuff, man. You've been real busy.
Just trying to keep the lights on. Con Edison calls, brother. Envelope comes every month.
Every time I check my Insta, you doing some different shit.
Yeah, man. Thank God. Yeah, thank God, man. It's been dope.
God is good, ain't he?
So good, so good.
Yo, man, you sent me the glamour pop pic. I was like, yo, I gotta find a glamour pic.
I don't know what pic
I gotta figure out what am I doing right now?
Wait, can we talk about Arturo's pose right now in that picture, though? Yo,
on,
like,
man.
what is that?
That's my African fit,
yo,
bro. That's
like
African
somebody
right
just
there.
caught him on a balcony in Dubai or some shit.
That's Taylor fit,
and
bro.
he's like, wait, hold on, catch my good side. Catch my good side.
Yo, that's a funny story about that picture. I'm actually standing next to Jesse Williams in that picture. I cut it out. And I sent
Jesse Williams out?
Yeah, I cut him out. Yo, so I sent the picture to a friend.
Yikes.
I said, yo, I said, you know, Jesse Fly and all that, that's my man's, but I look good, right? she was like, you're in that picture? I was like, oh, okay. I see how we doing it.
Damn.
My brother, listen, it's so great to have you here, man. Thank you for accepting this opportunity.
Yeah, of course.
I want to just start by talking about your career, man. You've done so many things, stage, screen, music, and there's a thread running through everything that you do, which is about the culture, bro. Can you talk about like how culture permeates your work and what it means to you to do projects that have your culture embedded in them?
I don't know. I think there's something special about being from New York. There's something special about being Puerto Rican from New York, and but also growing up in Bushwick and growing up, you know, in Brooklyn specifically, and with all the different cultures and races that I grew up around, you know, Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Haitians, like Dominicans, like, you know, it's just all of us being in this melting pot and growing up together and learning from each other and eating the food at each other's houses and listening to each other's music, compa and, you know, salsa, and, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's just, there's something special in that, so, and about that. So I think that it's something that I do my best to take to everything that I do. I try to take that into every movie I do, every song I write, like the experiences I've, you know, gathered in my life. Yeah, man, I think the culture is important. I try to always put little nuggets in every movie I'm in, you know what I'm saying? Like little sayings, you know, things that only my friends would know too. Like sometimes, like in Transformers, for example, like this ain't got nothing to do with, well, I guess culture, our friend culture, but it was like, we'd be like, yo, we in the mix. Like, and then like, so there's one part in Transformers where I'm like about to steal a car. I go into this laundry room because I'm going on my way to sneak into the parking lot to steal this Porsche. And I look in the room and I'm like, yeah, we in the mix. And then I go, all my friends, it was like a line of them. They was like, oh, shit. Yeah, everybody was trying to figure out why they was mad hype, and we was all going crazy.
I love that. I love that. Yo, man, you know I grew up in Harlem, right? And I grew up in Harlem at a time. I'm older than you. I grew up in Harlem at a time where...
You're older than me.
Yeah, significantly.
I ain't know that.
But, yo, man, I grew up at a time, believe it or not, folks, for y'all young people that are in the room, yo, the taxi cabs in Manhattan had a map in the back of Manhattan. That map stopped at 96th Street. Like, for real, like the map on the back.
Like they would drive past 96?
Anything up there, that doesn't exist, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so what didn't exist were blacks, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, Haitians, Jamaicans, and we're all living together uptown, you know? And so to your point about the culture, yo, man, we knew each other's culture. You went to go speak to the bodega dude, you knew something about Dominicans. You heard the music in the street, you knew something about Puerto Ricans. You ate the food, right? So really important.
Always had a cat in the bodega. You gotta have the cat.
On the bread. No doubt. So yeah, yo, that's really an important part of when we talk about the mix, right? The mix, you talked about the mix. This cultural melange that we are, like all these people coming together and understanding each other's culture and giving back to each other through the culture, I think that's amazing. And the fact that you get to do that every day with your movies is really dope. Yo, you've had a lot of really crazy roles. You know, some of them are on the screen up there. Yo, man, what does it feel like when you get called and told that you're gonna be Mars Blackman for Spike Lee? That's crazy.
That was wild, bro. I mean, you know, because Spike played that role and it's so iconic. And he could have picked anybody else, you know, and I was just honored, man. I was humbled. I was honored that he chose me. I wanted to, more than anything, like I just wanted to, I wanted to make him proud, you know. I wanted to do the role justice. I didn't necessarily want to copy him, but I wanted to, you know, you know, bring the role to life in a new way, but still pay respect to like what he did in the original movie. And you know, people ask me like, "What advice does Spike give you?" And I'm like, "Yo, he didn't really give me no advice. Like, he ain't say anything to me. He just kind of let me go." And it was really a blessing that I think I got to really play. That was probably the first gig that I had in my career where I genuinely started to find I felt like a kid in like learning how to paint. Like I was like, damn, like, oh wow, if I mix these two colors, I get that color. And then I'm like, wait, but what happens if I use water paint here and then oil and then acrylic and then, but wait, what I can, you know, like that's how I felt working with him on set and playing that role. So it was a gift. He really gave me a big gift.
Yo, was there mad pressure? Like, I know you said you weren't trying to be the exact same character, but was there pressure? Like, damn, like the original Mars was mad funny or he was mad goofy or whatever. Like, how did you like figure out who you wanted to be as Mars?
I think, yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of pressure, but I didn't put that pressure on me. I was like, at the end of the day, if people don't like my performance, then it's what I'm gonna do about it. I can't do shit about that.
Fair.
My bad. You know what I mean? Like, what you want me to do? But you know, but there were, you know, thankfully there were a lot more that did like it than didn't, you know, and it's not always like that, right? It's whatever, but it's like that's the career, that's the game, right? Like you do your best, you go in there, you know, you try to make the role as real as possible to you, and you try to breathe as much life into it, and then after after that thing is edited and it's put out, like you ain't got no control over anything after that.
Fue.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yo, man, so tell me this, man, keep it 100 with me. The first time you heard about a rap musical about the life of
Trash.
What? You were like, that's gonna be straight garbage.
But I needed a job. So sometimes you gotta collect them cans, man. I ain't got no shame. No shame. Nah,
well, that was at the Public Theater.
Yeah, no, but I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But when I heard the music though, like I saw who was working on it because I didn't know what it was. I had auditioned for some other show, some other musical that I didn't know anything about. I wasn't right for it at all. But I was just coming back from a cruise ship contract. I had been working on a cruise ship for like 9 months or something. So I was like, people already didn't know who I was. Like, they really don't know who I disappeared. I might as well be gone by this point.
You like, how bad can it be?
Yeah, I came back to the city, and I'm like, all right, I got to start doing auditions again. So I go on auditions. I'm going on these open calls. I don't have an agent or anything like that, so I'm just walking in the casting offices. I'm looking at anything that's, they're like, equity call for, whatever, Fulano the musical. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Barney, the fucking play. Yeah, I can play Barney. And I walk in there, and I auditioned. They called me back, but they called me back for Hamilton's mixtape. So this was like the developmental process of what would eventually become Hamilton on Broadway. And but this was early stages, and I didn't know what it was, but I saw Lin-Manuel, Tommy. I'm looking at the team, and these are the same guys that did In the Heights, which was the only other Latino musical.
Right.
Which was the only Latino, really, because West Side Story is half Latino. You know what I mean? So In the Heights is the only one we really had.
Right.
So I knew all the words and shit, waiting for my, my turn, right? Because it's it. Like,
you're not gonna miss your shot.
Nah. That was horrible. That was so cheesy. It's terrible. Wait, pull that picture back up of Arturo on the balcony.
Stop that, fam. Stop that.
Ain't that bad. I might send that to me, too. That's crazy. But nah, I was...
So you had a belief in the team that was putting it together.
For sure.
Like, yo, these guys are dope.
Hitters, all hitters.
Right.
And I was like, I was excited about it. I was like, oh, man, this is really amazing. I want to, I can't believe this. And I was already in a show at Radio City Music Hall that was in rehearsals and was set to go into production that spring. And the schedules were going to completely conflict. And the casting director even said to me, she goes, look, I don't even know how this is going to work out with your schedule, but I'm just going to call you back because you're really right for this. She kept calling me back. I'm going to rehearsal for the other thing at the same time. So I'm doing the auditions in the morning for Hamilton's mixtape. I didn't know what it was at the time. Until I did, and then I'm going to rehearsals for this thing at Radio City. I do my last audition for Hamilton's mixtape. I go to rehearsal. There's a sign that says, "Everybody, please don't bother signing in. Meet us in the large rehearsal hall upstairs." That's where the Rockettes they rehearse in this big ass rehearsal hall. All of us, upstairs in Radio City Music Hall. We go upstairs. 77 cast members. We all get laid off.
Oh shit.
We all lose our jobs. Right there, they're like, yeah, the show's not ready. Thank you guys, but it's not happening this year. And we all looking at them like, yo, damn. I was like, yo, I was dependent on this shit for my rent for the next 6 months. And then we get fired. We clear all the fridges out of alcohol. We all have a party in the girls' dressing room. I get a call from a 212 number, so I'm like, oh shit, it might go down. You get a call from a 212 back, and you're like, oh, this might be something important. I go over there to the men's dressing room. I pick up the phone, and they're like, hey, we heard about Heart and Lights, which was the name of the show. It was called Heart and Lights. Now we call it Broken Hearts and Shattered Lights. And then I pick up the phone. They're like, hey, we heard about Heart and Lights, and we want you to be in Hamilton's mixtape. And so I lost that job at like 1 p.m. and I got the Hamilton job at 4. And Hamilton wouldn't have worked. The schedule.
You would have to turn it down.
I would have had to turn it down to do Radio City.
Ain't God great? Ain't God great?
Yeah. So it was a blessing. Yeah.
God is great all the time.
All the time, bro.
That's crazy. One door closes, another one opens right away.
Big time.
Yo, man, what was it like to be on such a multicultural team on Hamilton? Man, I've seen the play now I saw it for the third time a few weeks ago. I'm like, damn, these tickets still expensive. It was $1,800 the first time. I paid $660 this time. I was like, damn, really?
No,
But what was it like to be around like that many multicultural, talented people, man, on stage?
It was amazing. Like, you know, I think that was still probably the most talented group I ever been a part of.
Wow.
Like I've ever like seen in my, like, you know, like some people are like, yo, dang, I played for the, you know, 2004 Boston Red Sox. You know, I don't know. Maybe Manny Ramirez said some shit like
bring
that.
the Red Sox up,
Oh
dog.
yeah, I know, right? You a Stankies fan? Anyway,
my
I
Yankees
can't
out
say
of
nothing. My Mets got knocked out, but you know, like, you know, you play for a team that's just like, you know, anybody that played for that Murderers Row Yankee team, right? Any of those guys, when they were alive, would probably say that was the best team they ever played for.
For sure.
Right? And I think Hamilton, that cast was the best team I think I ever played for.
That's incredible.
You know, and played with. Like, unbelievable. Just like everybody played their position at such an elite level. And I watched we did the premiere the other day. It's been 10 years since I've been a part of that show. It's been 10 years since I've been on Broadway. It's my one and only Broadway show. I've been doing movies and music. I ain't been on stage since then.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, this shit is crazy. I was like, oh, these motherfuckers are incredible. And I'm just watching and I'm seeing you little small things and nuances that I didn't catch when I was in the show. Obviously, you're doing it, so you can't see the look that this person gives that guy and the crazy thing that this person in the ensemble is doing over here. And this one's moving a staircase and then doing a cartwheel over here, and then boom, now they're in their spot. You're like, yo, this is unbelievable. But it just felt like I was watching a team full of like the Avengers.
Yeah, yeah.
Is what it felt like, you know?
That's really dope.
Yeah.
Yo, man, how does that compare to like the big roles you've had? I don't know where we went with the slide presentation, but yo, man, what about like the Twisters and the big roles like that? What's it like going from being on stage every day with a multicultural team to being in a big Hollywood film?
He said to being on a multicultural team, to being the only person of color in the fucking.
I didn't want to say that, but now that you said
you
it,
heard that shit? He was
you
like,
said
"How
the
does
quiet
it
part out
feel?"
loud.
I said, "Nah, spit it out, Dudo. Get it out." That's him. I'll never look at him the same. Look at this pose on the balcony. Yo, pull that picture back up.
How does it feel when you're the only person that wants rice and beans for lunch?
Yeah, right.
Like that shit.
Where the tostones? Shit. I don't want another piece of salmon. Not watching my diet. Yo, that shit was hilarious, bro. Unbelievable, bro. I saw one little drop of sweat from the top of your head, bro. That shit just...
I don't want to say the quiet part out loud, but
It was,
go ahead, now that you did.
No, it was... Yo, honestly, that's funny. It was great, man. Like, I love being that odd one out a little sometimes, you know? Like, I mean, is it unfortunate that that's still very frequent in the business? For sure. Like, you know, yeah. But I love the fact that, you know, like even in Twisters, like his name was like Madison or some shit like that, was the character's name. And I was like, I'm not gonna, I look like a Madison?
A little bit, dog.
I look like a Madison?
Not me.
Yo,
Not
I'm
me.
done, yo. Thanks, y'all.
Madison, come back.
Madison is crazy. Mason was his name. I said Madison, Mason was his name. See, I can't even remember. But he changed the name to, my director, God bless his soul. He said, what's a Hispanic name? Javi. Let's call him Javi. You know, it's better than Mason. Javi.
Yo, man, were there ever roles that you turned down because you were like, yo, man, that's just not my flavor?
100%. Yeah, you got to turn roles down, man, because if you don't, like, that's why I tell students, I'm like, you got to save your money, number one. You need to save your money. Stop acting like you cute out here and spending your money on dumb shit. And then you don't have the freedom to just like, you know, make decisions that you want to make because you strapped for bread. Yeah. You know, I mean, I had to learn that. I wasn't always doing that, you know, so I'm not going to act like I was always great at that because I was not. Yep. But I had to learn the hard way, you know, and thank God I learned early on, like, yo, like, you cannot be irresponsible because, you know, because a part of this career is, so first you're saying yes to everything. And then you're kind of in this position where you're like, damn, I got all of this going on. And then you get in a position where it's like, damn, I got to say no to a lot now. So it's like this roller coaster because it's just like, okay, everybody's like, yeah, do you audition anymore? And I'm like, well, nah, I don't really audition like that no more. But still, I got to like be very selective. Like just because they're offering you, you know, X amount of dollars to do this role, and you're like, shit, I could really use that check. That role's whack. So what's more important, the money or where you want to be ultimately at the end of your career?
Yeah.
And you got to ask yourself that question. And some people, the money is more important for them. It is. For me personally, it's not.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be known as one of the greatest actors that did it. Yo, he went and did that, and then he went and did that, and then he was on Broadway, and then he wrote a musical, which I'm doing now for the first time, which is one of the most amazing experiences in my life. But it's like, because I think at the end of the day, what's more valuable than the money is your time.
No question.
But we really take our time for granted. We think that if we just fill our days up, or we feel like I need to be working because I don't want to be in a position where someone asks me, what do you have going on? And I can't say to them, I can't tell them something.
Yeah.
But that's your fault if you can't tell them something. Just because you're not getting paid to do something doesn't mean you're not working.
Yeah, no doubt.
It doesn't mean you're not working towards a goal. It doesn't mean you're not moving forward.
Yeah. Yo, man, after a long career in corporate America, I spent 37 years, a long fucking time in corporate America. I left, I retired, I started doing a bunch of other things, and the one thing I realized was like, yo, man, I had my time back. And the value of having your time, of owning your time, bro.
You look relaxed all the time. Every time I see you, you look very relaxed.
Chilling all the time.
Very
I still
relaxed.
do that. I'm the busiest retired person on earth, but I'm chilling all the time because I own my time, yo. There are times where I call my admin at 9 o'clock in the morning. She knows she gets called before 10. She knows exactly what it's about. I call my admin at 9:30 in the morning, and she goes, let me guess, we ain't doing shit this week. I'm like, correct. We're not doing nothing this week.
Right. Pull that picture back up. Definitely not doing that.
We chilling like that. We chilling like that on South Beach all week long. Yo, man, but it's really important. Bobito Garcia, who I'm sure you know, legendary New York icon of culture, said, Arturo, there's two ways to be rich. He said, make more or want less. If you're not buying bullshit, you don't need a bunch of money, right? So now you can make better choices about how you use your time.
Right.
Super important stuff, man. So I love that you said that about the sacrificing the fancy shit to be able to make dope choices about your time. I think that's really important.
Yeah. We need less in life than we think we do.
There's
know what
no
I'm saying?
question about that.
We really do, I think.
Yeah.
It's all about perception.
You and I have had some personal conversations, and when we talk, bro, one of the things that becomes very obvious to me, by the way, Anthony and I met at a place called Dante's Hi-Fi that I'm a founder and owner of.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest places on earth, yo. If y'all haven't been to the spot in Miami, it's incredible. It's my favorite spot in Miami.
And immediately I could tell that he was somebody who loved music. Dante's Hi-Fi is a place it's a vinyl listening lounge in Miami. We play dope music and have, musicians, artists, DJs from around the world playing at our place. And we met and we really bonded over our love for mutual love for music, man.
Yeah.
What's it like to do this versus, doing the acting stuff? Talk about it.
I love doing music, man. Music was how it started for me. I love to sing. I love singing growing up. I didn't take my first voice lesson, though, till I was in college. So I didn't even really know what I could do with my voice till I got to school. I had my first voice lesson, and my teachers, I'm like, yeah, I think I could only sing up to a G. She's like, no, you can sing up to a B. She's like, no, look, let's keep doing these scales, and look how easy that is. Just breathe. No, you're not breathing. And just as simple as me just breathing, realizing that I'm not breathing, and then doing that, and then saying, oh, wow, I can sing higher. Wow, I can sing more full.
Right.
Something as simple as just breathing, bro.
Right.
And I think that, music has been an interesting journey for me. It's been incredible. I've had, amazing, gone on tour and put out albums, and, now I'm working with one of the greatest salsa producers of all time.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That was my next slide. I was like, yo, talk about that for a minute. Because I know, if y'all don't know this, 3 weeks ago, my man was on stage at the Kaseya Center in Miami singing the hit, I Was the One, live on stage in front of a full audience that was there to hear salsa. What was that like, my brother?
Yeah, it was crazy. It's my first song to go viral, and so that was really exciting. And but it's it's a salsa in English too, right? It's something that I think it was done years ago in the 90s, but it hasn't been done since. And Sergio, Sergio's worked with like Mark Anthony and La India. I mean, I'm talking about the biggest salsa. I mean, not even just salsa. He's worked with everybody. Super and smart. Yeah, he's like a Quincy Jones of Latin, right. Salsa music. Right. And he, like how we even met was I was at Mark Anthony's show. No, I was at Mark Anthony's wedding. I meet Sergio. Mark links us up. Like, yo, y'all gotta meet. I don't know how Mark was linking people at his own wedding. Like, it shit felt like a networking event, but not. But he's like, yo, y'all should know each other. Nasri, who's the lead singer of Magic. Why you gotta be so rude like that? But yeah, he that was terrible, man. No. Strike that from the record. But basically, Mark is responsible for this song because, Nasri's like, Ant, let's do a session at my house. I go to Nasri's house. I work with my friend Will Wells and another guy named Bobby Love. We write I Was the One, but we wrote it as a pop song. A year later, I give Sergio the song. I'm like, yo, I think this could be a salsa. He's like, yeah, I like this. Nothing happens. A year goes by. I see him at Mark's show again. Sergio's like, yo, what you doing with that song? What's up? What song? The one you sent me. I was like, oh, I sent you that a minute ago. You like it? He's like, yeah. I was like, what you want to do? He's like, what you want to do? What you want to do? He's like, give me that. I was like, go ahead. Takes the song, completely reproduces it, turns it into a salsa. Sounded better than I could have ever imagined in my mind. I go back into the studio, I recut my vocal, and he puts it out like 2 weeks later, and it becomes the biggest song on his album.
Incredible.
And it's
Incredible.
It's crazy.
Yo, if you haven't heard it, you need to hear the song. And by the way, I just heard the acoustic version. You tore that shit up too.
Thanks, man. Thanks. That was super impromptu that day. I wasn't even meant to do that, but I was like, yo, this is kind of like a grand piano right there. We might as well just. There's a guy with a camera.
Do it.
Might as well shoot the shit.
Yo, I know we're running low on time, but before we get off music, real quick, man. What was it like, yo, bro? Speaking of music, right? The most iconic, most authentic person in music today, Bad Bunny. What was it like to be in the casita when Bad Bunny took over Puerto Rico and went crazy?
It was fun, man. It was fun. It was a good time. I felt it was crazy. Like it felt like I was at the dopest house party I had ever been to, like with thousands of people there. I'm like, this is the biggest house I've ever been to in my life. Like, but it was bugged out. Like it was really inspiring just to see all the thought that was put into the show, the different vignettes, the different sets. He had different sets on stage and different moments, and then it cut to like a video of dialogue between him and an actor. Then he had the little frog talking, and then he had just a bunch of shit that was, he had the little coqui like talking, and then Bunny comes into the casita, and then he does a whole thing inside, and then he performs out front, then he performs on the roof, and then he goes back to the stage, then he has the whole salsa set. I'm like, yo, this has got to be probably the most well thought out show I've ever seen in my life. Like production value, just unbelievable. Crazy. Crazy.
I can't wait to see what he does for the Super Bowl.
He's gonna
if I didn't say, get your Spanish, get your Duolingo right, because it's about to be crazy.
He gonna kill it. I think it's gonna be legendary.
And man, you know what I've loved to see is all kinds of people embrace this. I know people are hating on it, fuck them. Mad people embrace this. And everybody wants to be Puerto Rican now. Everybody's like, yo, I'm Puerto Rican too, fuck it, let's get it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's really exciting.
They wildin'. People are bugging.
Yeah. Yo, man, I saw something else, man. I'm supposed to call you king or lord or your highness or prince or...
Yeah, you're talking to royalty, Papa. Stop playing with it.
I just found out, bro. You royalty, huh?
Yo, I found out that my great-great-great-grandfather, like 16 generations removed, is one of the 9 kings of the Guanches, the native people of the Canary Islands in Tenerife. They had 9 kings in Tenerife, and he was one of them, Pelinor. And he got like a whole statue. He got a statue with just him and a staff and a cloth around his waist.
What?
My brother was like, yo, Aunt, you look just like him.
Your Highness,
I was like, you're bugging. Your Highness is crazy.
Yeah, but now you got a new goal. You got to be the most famous person ever from Tenerife, you know what I'm saying? Ever.
I don't know. I don't know. But if there's some land to be had, they can go ahead and give me that. You know what I'm saying?
You might need a second place to go.
I'll go ahead and take that gladly.
Yo, man, we getting to the end. We're going to run over because fuck it. We're going to run over.
Yeah.
Yo, man, talk to me about what this means to you. I know this is really important to you, right?
Yeah. I mean, success is doing what you love and loving people while you do it. I mean, like, there's nothing better than doing the thing you love with a person you love. You know, like, I've been working with my brother now for 5 years. Like, it's, you know, and we've been through a lot together. I mean, we've been through a lot growing up, but we've been through a lot in the workspace too.
Yeah.
And it's really dope to be able to look to my left, and no matter what I'm going through, I'm celebrating something, he's there. I'm going through it, he's there. Like, I'm frustrated about something, he's there. I'm hyped about something, he's there. You know, to bounce ideas off of someone who's known you your entire life.
Yeah.
You know, and someone you trust, and someone that you know has your best interest at heart. It's honestly, it's the best feeling, bro. And then just like being able to do things with your friends. Like now, like, right, we own a business together. We own a bar in Brooklyn together. Millie's Neighborhood Bar. All check it out. Green in Bedford. 397 Green Avenue. Stop playing with it.
397 Green Avenue.
You know what I'm saying? You know
Pull
what I mean? Newest best bar in Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn. But, you know, like, just doing things, you know, with your homies, man. Like, you know, and then, you know, obviously we know Lemon, and Lemon worked on She's Gotta Have It.
It's my man.
Yeah,
just shout out to Lemon Anderson.
Yeah, shout out to Lemon Anderson, amazing writer, amazing poet. And, you know, there's nothing better than just doing you know, making your dreams come true with your people you love.
Yo, we had that conversation when we were in Miami recently, and I said to you, yo, man, it's amazing when your biggest challenges are based on the fact that you're living your dreams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's so fucking dope that we get to do that. We get to spend time together with people that we love, doing shit that we really love to do. And I was gonna close on that subject right there, which is this beautiful place called Millie's. We're both partners in. Please pull up to Millie's when you get a chance.
Yeah.
But it was designed as a real neighborhood bar. It's a bar restaurant. Can you just talk about what that neighborhood means to you and what it felt like to walk your mother into a place named after her in Brooklyn?
It felt great, man. You know, at first, you know, my mom was like, why you opening a bar? It's like, yo, relax. It's like, you know, because, you know, for reason, you know, like, you know, it's a slippery slope. You know, we've dealt with alcoholism in our family, and I think that she was kind of scared. But I think that after time now being in there and seeing that I'm a responsible human being in the bar, she's like, oh, okay, no, I love this place. She's like, oh, she got her corner. She be running up the bill. I'm like, yo.
You bought what?
I was like, how many Bronzinos she ordering? Like, yo, but you know what I'm saying? Like, she loves it, you know, and I think the biggest gift was seeing how joyous my mom was when she walked in there, and like when she's eating the food and she's like, she loving everything she's eating, and she has her little wine, she loves her little Pinot Noir and shit, and she's drinking that and she's like enjoying it, and then bringing all her friends, all the doñas pulling up to the bar and shit, and then you know what I'm saying, and then you know, the other day we got to do my high school teacher's birthday there.
Oh, that's
you know, Sarah Steinweiss, who like helped me get a scholarship to college and paid for my application and like helped me with the audition material. Like, you know, we got to do her birthday, and then there were former students in there, and just like we had the DJ rocking. You know, it was just like, it was like one of those moments that it was like full circle. Like, this is why we made this place. This right now, this moment, this is why we made this spot.
Yo, man, you built something really special. I knew you would. That's why I joined the board, and I'm really proud and honored to be your partner in this endeavor, bro. I can't wait till Millie's 2 and Millie's 3 and Millie's 4. Millie's Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah, right. We got to.
Ladies and gentlemen, Black Week, we're getting rushed right now. Please do me a favor and give it up for my brother, Anthony Ramos.
Thank you.